Conference, the Big Ten. Where tonight, inside the Bryce Jordan Center in University Park, Fields will begin at 125 pounds, those big matchups, and we'll also see the two-time reigning national champion for Ohio State, Luke Lillidahl, ranked number 1 in the nation. The true sophomore comes in 15-0. Nick Bouzakis down from 133. He's been spectacular here at 125. He too was undefeated. The two-time national qualifier from Tampa, Florida. These two were teammates in 2022 at Wyoming Seminary in Kingston, Pennsylvania. Jim, what are you looking for early?
I tell you what, this is the most fascinating mashup I think that we have here, because you got the power of Bouzakis versus the speed of Lillidahl. You see Bouzakis be able to jump in on a shot right there. You know, when I watch Lillidahl, I just watch that left arm here. He's able to go ahead, get a swing single to one side, to Bouzakis' right leg. Comes heavy with the collar. He can attack the other leg with it. Good with the ankle picks. When you take a look at Nick Bouzakis, you're talking about a power athlete right now. And they kind of really fight for the same space, because Bouzakis is kind of a right leg lead, likes to get that right arm across and get that right arm across your waist. And he can be really vicious with that, these cow catcher type of moves where he comes up off the single leg and tries to bear hug.
Last Friday, Bouzakis defeating Dean Peterson of Iowa for the second time this season. Got off to a quick start. Lillidahl scores a lot of points. 4 of his last 5 matches are tech falls. That other win was a fall for the Nittany Lion. No score, 60 seconds into this first period. 1 versus 2 in the country here at 125 pounds.
You have to think that these guys wrestled a lot in high school, in the practice room, very familiar with each other.
Lillidahl, 11 bonus point victories, 8 tech falls. From St. Charles, Missouri. Began at Christian Brothers College High School, then went to Wyoming Seminary. Captured a pair of prep national titles.
Nice swing single off that underhook here with that left arm. So you want to see that if you're Ohio State's coaching staff. Oh, counter shot there by Bouzakis. Now rolled through. They actually rolled through there well by Bouzakis. Lillidahl had the nice shot. Who can keep their head up in this scramble situation?
Danger green, we're out.
Oh. No points. What a flurry. Crowd appreciates it.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful counter shot by Lillidahl.
And he was in deep on that shot, Chip.
He was. He's in deep, and he got rolled through pretty well here. But that's the power of Nick Bouzakis, though. You see him being able to counter off that lead leg.
You said it. It is power versus speed. Styles make fights. Down to 35 seconds in this first period. What a night here on the Big Ten Network. Penn State and Ohio State, followed by Iowa and Michigan.
Keep working to score.
Oh, there's the underhook there on the right side, so that's the advantage position for Bouzakis. Well, he tried to go ahead and work it. You see, we're right there where Lillidahl was able to go to the wrist and stopped him.
Ohio State, that 1-2-3 punch of Bouzakis, Davino, and Mendez. Final seconds in this first period. Bouzakis and Lillidahl scoreless after 3 minutes. When dual meets start at 125 pounds, it is off and running for the Buckeyes. Combined score of 105-0. Get a look at Tom Ryan in his 20th season at Ohio State. Led the Buckeyes to the national title in 2015. A lot of bonus points from those first 3 weight classes. Bouzakis starting period on bottom.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he wants to work for a reversal here. So he's covering the hands right now. He'll be able to walk out of that position. But you can see he was really not in a hurry to get that stand up right away. Maybe looking for a little reversal action. Didn't get it.
In dual meets this season, Lillidahl has scored 50 takedowns. He's only been taken down once. 50-1, Jim.
Yeah, but you know, this, like you mentioned before, Shane, the styles make the fight right here. And you see the speed of Lillidahl, always trying to get to corners. And so far, Bouzakis has been able to keep Lillidahl out in front of him and not allowed him to his corner. But that might be just a kind of a temporary thing. You see Bouzakis changing his lead leg a couple of times there, going from left leg lead to right leg lead.
Right hand, right
Lilidol, the reigning Big Ten champion, beat Caleb Smith of Nebraska to win that title at Northwestern. Lilidol looking for his 20th straight victory. Inside of a minute here in this second period. Any observations, Jim?
Yeah, just basically Zaka's hanging heavy on that head, and I think that the more he can keep Lilidol out in front of him here, the deeper he can go into this match here. Here's the speed, though. That's the speed right there of Lilidol.
A lot of fakes, level changes.
A lot of coming to the head here on both sides. Another good snap down here by Lilidol. 30 seconds left.
Offense, fellas. Offense.
The best attack up to this point was that counter shot from Lilidol. Resulted in a fantastic scramble. It was scoreless when it was all said and done. Short time in the second.
Boy, I don't think they've gone off the mat yet. You know, these guys are basically out there in the center presenting themselves. And you'll see Bazakas do that occasionally here, jump out to his knees, but he does it mainly to get to an inside tie.
If Penn State wins tonight, they will be your Big Ten dual meet champions. The Buckeyes can clinch at least a share of the title with the victory tonight. Lilidol goes on bottom.
Up to his feet there, doing a good job of fighting hands. He'll get the quick escape.
1-1. Buzakis last year was third at the Big Tens.
Boy, he is a big 25-pounder.
Yes, he is. He was up at 133, was a 7th seed. Lost in the blood round at the national tournaments. Last year, he beat Braden Davis of Penn State to capture third. Of course, Davis is up to 141. Buzakis comes down to 125. 90 to go in regulation, 1 versus 2. Each guy with an escape.
So far, Lilidol's been able to keep that left arm inside, so that heavy collar tie that Bazakas usually gets to right there, he's keeping his left arm free now. Coming to the head and then coming to the ankle pick.
Has anything surprised you?
Yeah, that the fact that they've just mainly wrestled right there in the center and presented themselves. You know, there's not been any action towards the edge. I think that's good, but you know, that's mainly because Lilidol hasn't been able to get to a corner and create any scrambles. You know, there's another attempt there by Lilidol. Good
crowd making some noise behind Lilidol.
Right.
We are down to 45 seconds. Both guys, collar ties. Heavy with the hands. The hand fight continues.
Yeah, really good heavy hands that time by Lilidol there. Basically keep, you know, stuffing the head of Bazakas when he was on his knees. Inside collar tie now for Lilidol. Right there one more time.
Down to 20 seconds.
Like I said, so far Bazakas has been really good at keeping Lilidol right out in front of him, not allowing him to get to the corner. But he can do that for the whole sequence there. Right in on shot.
Late shot from Lilidol in the final seconds.
He gets it. Nope.
And time runs out. No takedown. You talk about a game of inches. Wow, was that close.
All right, 5 seconds. Shot right there, 2 seconds. Just that last little effort there by Bazakas did enough to keep him in the match.
If he had a quarter second left, he would have won it. But here we go, 1-1 in set and victory.
Yeah, I'd look for Bazakas to really try to go ahead and just totally commit here. And Lilidol maybe have found something there, shooting to that back leg. Can he come back to it again? That was such an easy finish for him once he got in there.
Two threatening attacks once again. Lilidol on a single leg dumps Bazakas down to the mat. A takedown would win it.
One more scramble here. Look at Bazakas try to square up there. Can he get his shin whizzer up? Lilidol shoves the leg. He's going to get to the far thigh and score.
Lightning strikes for Penn State. was able to get to the legs once again, and this time put a stamp on top of it, Jim.
Yeah, this time he shot to the same side. He was able to get that shot off at the end of the third period there. But look at the job that Lillidahl does in this position here. He eventually is able to go ahead and shelf in here. He gets all the way over back behind it. He's got his shoulder and the hamstring. Comes to the far side there and scores. Just great effort.
See the Penn State bench on their feet as they watch Luke Lillidahl, the reigning Big Ten champion, with his 20th in a row. He's now 16-0 on the season and hands his high school teammate Nick Bouzakis his first defeat of the season. More desserts, a top 5 matchup, a pair of undefeateds in Ben DeVino and the true freshman Marcus Blaze. Blaze 17-0, 15 bonus point victories. And for Ben DeVino, 20-0. These two met in high school. Ironman Finals 2023 was Ben DeVino the ultimate tiebreaker. In freestyle, Blaze beat him in 2024 to capture the spot at the U20 World Team Championships. And then last year at the US Open, Blaze in freestyle once again defeating DeVino.
Yeah,
what captures you with this match?
Well, the way that Blaze wrestles here, he's able to keep that low stance there. You can see even wrestle with DeVino, who keeps a low stance. I mean, he's still a half head lower. And he'll spend a lot of that first period, in this position here. And he's got beautiful counter shots. He can get to the corner real well. Ben DeVino has been really impressive, though. As far as an offensive wrestler goes, he gets to the shots on both sides of the body. He's able to go ahead and finish his techniques pretty quickly. It's just that when you're wrestling Blaze, he just closes the windows down so much you don't get much to shoot at. You're looking at his forehead and his hands right out there in front of him. He's always measured himself with that left hand on the mat.
A pair of 4-time high school state champions. Marcus Blaze captured 4 Ohio State titles at Perrysburg. DeVino, South Elgin, Illinois, 4-timer from St. Charles East. Blaze was 196-2 in high school. One loss to DeVino, the other one to Leo DeLuca. These guys have had some great scraps, and I'm sure there are many to come. No score, 145 in the first.
I'm reminded of the thing that I was on a broadcast one time with Coach Gable, and he said that the higher level that you go, that becomes more about the basics, and it couldn't be any more basics than what Marcus Blaze is doing out here with his stance and motion. Low. He's got the weight on the ball of his feet. Those legs just seem like they're a million miles away, all right? And it's going to be a challenge for both wrestlers because both these guys are great. It's hard to get them out of position. There's a shot right there, kind of a half shot, but that's all you're going to get because if you want to go, make an immediate improvement in your wrestling right now, your stance and your motion is right where you start.
The most basic learn that things. When you're 5.
Yeah.
60 to go in this first period.
I never had a good stance, Shane. I let him shoot in on me. I couldn't keep that. I'd be a mess today.
Blaze with that hand on the mat, as you said, just does a really good job in that position, able to measure his opponents. Looks like he got poked in the right eye. Both guys with a hand on the mat on that Nittany Lion logo, center of the Resolite. Man, does the Resolite look great tonight. Here's a shot from DeVino.
Yep, good shot.
Squared right up.
And, it might be that the athlete that maybe shoots to open something up may be the winner here. You go ahead, take that shot, and then you go ahead and maybe follow it up with another shot to get to the leg. Elbow tie there by DeVino, but fought off pretty well with that shoulder block. Short time.
Penn State has won 12 of the last 14 NCAA tournaments. It all starts at the top with head coach Cale Sanderson since 2011. The Nittany Lions with 40 individual national titles, 59 finalists. In the semifinals since 2011, 59-12. Of course, last March in Philadelphia, 10 All-Americans, 2 champs, a runner-up, 5/3, a fifth, and a sixth. And Davino with good work on bottom.
Yeah, good job right there. Basically closing off the pockets there, because Blaze is, skilled in that top position. He can stay with most of his opponents. So that was a good job of just sitting out right there, keeping his elbows tucked in tight to those lats and making the quick turn. Right there, you saw that little fake. Just so hard to get to a corner here with these guys.
Ben Davino last Friday in Ohio State's win over Iowa, defeating Drake Ayala for the second time this season.
An elbow tie there by Davino here, so you can want to elevate that elbow a little bit. Just like last match, neither of these guys are getting pushed around out there. Now Davino working that right hand with his right hand on that left elbow.
Forehead to forehead. Couple snaps there by Blaze.
Advantage position here for Blaze. He's got the head stuffed. Nothing to follow up with there. But again, he just doesn't come out of that stance, right? I mean, it's so tough when you're sitting there looking at that. Well, what's open? He can't get to his corner, right? And Davino is crafty. He's as good as anybody out there to be able to go ahead and break a guy down. Now he's going ahead and trying to stuff the head this time with a good collar tie.
Just the escape by Davino, the lone tally on the board. 20 to go in this second period. A pair of undefeateds here at 133, of course. Number one ranked is the Big Ten and national champion Lucas Bird from Illinois. What a weight class. Big Ten championships will be here inside the Bryce Jordan Center. That is going to be quite the weekend. Second period comes to a close. Tom Ryan in his 20th season. He has been spectacular there in Columbus.
It's never easy.
17-0. Won the team title in 2015. He's feeling the stress today.
Yeah, he is a little bit short-handed today, and trying to make sure he has enough for his team here coming to the Big Ten. So a little forward trip right there, but Blaze has the hand splits, covers the fingers, and walks right out of it.
So much like we saw with Lilidol and Bouzakis, 1-1, each guy with an escape.
There, ankle pick there. Now you're seeing some activity from Blaze there. Collar tie, try to reach for that ankle pick. And that may be his setup here to get to another shot on the other side. So
in dual meets, Blaze has scored 47 takedowns. Here's Davino on a single leg.
He's got
his best opportunity.
His best opportunity, but they're at the edge of the mat right there. He's keeping his left elbow free.
What's key to the finish?
Right, he's got to pull him back in, number one. He doesn't have enough real estate to work. Right, and Blaze has to be careful not to go ahead and get a call on against him here.
But he'll take that call, Jim.
Yes, he will. Right.
Fighting the hands.
Keep working center.
As they edge closer to out of bounds, and Marcus Blaze,
I think
able to keep Davino off the board.
Shane, look at, I think Blaze basically circling back in that position really helped him right at the end.
There's Jesse Mendez, the two-time reigning national champion. He'll toe the Resolite next at 141. Score remains 1-1.
Both these guys trying to stuff the head, get to a corner.
Blaze has only been taken down at dual meets one time this season. As I mentioned, 47 takedowns scored. He's only given up one. Great defense there on the edge to keep this 1-1 late third period.
Yeah, Davino got that leg up in the air and just seemed like 2 seconds later they're in the outer third of the mat.
Blaze at this weight class has some height as he stuffs the head once again. Front headlock on the Buckeye.
Yeah, he's controlling his weight all year round, you can tell.
7 minutes, not enough time to decide this one as both guys quickly center the mat. 2 minutes on the clock, sudden victory. Thunderstruck by AC/DC in the background.
Low stance there by Blaze. Again, he's about a head shorter right now in this position. Is he seeing any shots? Is he seeing any activity? Davino stuffing that head. Was able to get to an ankle before. See if he comes back to that or tries to attack the other side.
These two guys, 37-0 combined. Good flurry.
Cat-like reactions there by
So
Davino
quick.
on the counter shot. You just get the feeling, Shane, that it's not going to be the first move. It's not going to be the first shot. It's going to be what happens in the second move. It's the scramble situation that's developed.
Work through that.
Either that or we're heading right to the tiebreaker.
Guys wrestling center of the mat. Blaze is a collar tie, again gets that front headlock.
Yeah.
Davino clears. Down to 50 seconds here in sudden victory.
Offense.
Discipline of Blaze basically doesn't come out of his stance right up. He's wrestling a little bit higher right now, trying to get out of that elbow tie. Ankle
Shot
pick.
there from Blaze, but Davino again, so quick with his defense, stays square. Tough to get to his legs.
Yeah, but tough to get to either one of these guys trying to get to a leg. It just seems impossible. The windows are just shut down, and Davino wrestling a little bit higher right now, but I think it's just to open up his own offense. He's looking for shots.
And this one is going to go to the tiebreakers.
You know, both guys were able to get out relatively quickly.
Green, defers, red.
Blaze had the choice, he deferred. And Davino will go on bottom.
Wait. What I got there?
This match has been wrestled on the feet, but now riding becomes critical. Every second matters.
Watch Davino, brings his elbows in, all right, reaches for that head. He's got to keep his feet moving. Beautiful job of sprawling out of that here, and he gets the escape. You could make a case he almost got the escape a little bit earlier than that. There was just kind of a few fingers on the back of his hamstring.
Marcus Blaze with 9 seconds of riding time. Not sudden victory. Will wrestle these 30-second tiebreakers in their entirety.
Collar tie underneath with the chin.
So now the situation is if Ben Davino
Top, bottom.
can ride Blaze for 10 seconds. Oh, look at the gash there on Marcus Blaze.
Well, in this situation, I don't know who it favors, though,
But again, keep in mind, we'll wrestle the entire 30 seconds, not sudden victory. If you are Ben Davino, first order of business is keeping Blaze down for 10 seconds.
well, I think what you want to try to do on a longer guy like this, give you a shot at that. Look at that shot to the head. Boom here. Oh, it comes right into that shoulder, hits it pretty well. We think that's it. Yeah, he reacted to it right there. But, you know, looking at strategy right now, you get an opportunity to tell your guy, okay, one guy's getting his head taped. Turn here, Shane. You're going to go ahead and...
Sooner or later, you are going to have to keep a guy down to win big matches. And this is one of those situations right here for Ben Davino. Or on the other side of your Marcus Blaze, going to find a way to get out. Here we go.
Leg comes in. Now this invites a reversal situation. If Blaze can get his head up, all right, he might be able to push back into him. A lot of good back pressure.
Final 20 seconds. Blaze gets that reversal. Marcus Blaze takes the lead. This crowd comes to its feet. Marcus Blaze, the sensational true freshman, remains undefeated.
Sooner or later, Shane, to win big matches, you're going to have to get out of the legs. Watch that leg come in. Look at that back pressure. Gets his hips away. Scores the reversal. Huge in this match.
Lilladol and Blaze ignite the spark. top-ranked Penn State out to a 6-0 lead. They are feeling it in that Nittany Lion corner. It is a packed house who will meet 7 guys are ranked #1 in the nation. Here's the Buckeye #1, Jesse Mendez, 2-time reigning national champion, 17-0, and Braden Davis ranked 12th in the country at 141. Of course, Braden Davis was a Big Ten champion a couple years back, done at 125. I believe Davis and Mendez both won those Big Ten titles in Maryland 2 years ago. Mendez had that great finish against Bo Bartlett to win the Big Ten title. Mendez has won 22 straight. Mendez, 15 bonus point victories, 8 tech falls, and 4 falls. In the mix for the Dan Hodge Trophy. He'll be the first to tell you that's the goal.
Well, what's been amazing to watch Mendez is his ability to get in on legs and shots against really good wrestlers. And Braden Davis, knows position and knows where he's at. And the way that as the match goes on, Mendez's ability to get clean shots right to the leg and quick finishes has been amazing.
Mendez, a 4-time Indiana State champion at Crown Point. Davis, a 4-time Michigan State champion. He's from Belleville, Michigan, won 4 state titles at Dundee, also part of 4 team titles. Davis 8-2 this season, all bonus point victories for Braden. Did not wrestle last week against Michigan. It was Nate Desmond who filled in and knocked off Dylan Ragus, an 8-5 in sudden victory.
Hey, that Nate Desmond has a future.
He's a stud. Nate Desmond won the Black Knight invite, defeating his teammate Luke Lillidahl down at 125 because it's a teammate. It is not an official stat. No score midway through this first period. So Davis, last time we saw him was in this building a couple of weeks ago when he got pinned by Brock Hardy. Mendez pushing Davis around with that underhook right side.
And just like that match with Brock Hardy, Davis come out there competing here really well. In that match, he was able to go ahead and take down Hardy a couple times right away, and lost the match in a scramble there against Hardy with the cradle. But he's come out here and battled Mendez.
Davis was 4th at the Big Tens last March, down at 133. Went to the national tournament as an 8 seed, placed 5th. He pinned Connor McGonigal to take 5th place and get on the stand for the first time in his career. One of 10 Penn State All-Americans in Philadelphia. 50 to go in this first period. 2-on-1 for Davis.
It's a good position for him to be in right there. Not settling, not trying to tie up here from the biceps up, all right, but basically trying to grab those wrists, hit the elbow, hit the 2-on-1. Now there's that shot. Good clean shot. Look at this finish. Let's go ahead, switch off to a double, and just drives him over. That was done with the lower body, Shane.
Drives through and gets the 3. It comes with about 20 seconds left in the first period. Now the Buckeye will look to finish this period on top. That coffee grinder position, or head lever, as Jim likes to miscall it. Here's that takedown for Mendez.
Look at this. Look, watch the lower body right here, right? In this position here, he's able to go ahead and switch off to a double, but you're right, he's kind of stuck right here in this position. What's he do? Explodes into him here. He doesn't even have the double set up. He just explodes into him, knocks him over to the far hip, and secures the 3.
Jim, listen to the music playing in here. We got like a baseball. I feel like I'm at a baseball game. Best of both worlds, wrestling and some baseball.
Stadium,
Yeah.
Old person, shouldn't say that, but playing the old organ.
Exactly, love it. Mendez adds to his lead with a quick escape, and just like that, Mendez leading at 4-0.
Of course, we have the band here today too, Shane. I know you like that.
I love the pep bands. The presentation here is second to none. They do such a great job. I cannot wait for the Big Ten championships. Friday Night Wrestling. We want to hear from you. What are you doing during this 1 versus 2 showdown? Who you with? What are you eating? What's the setup? Oh, nice counter there from Mendez. Mendez puts Davis on his back.
No, at least he got Yep, the 3 count there. Probably one of the rarest of all techniques that you see, the 3-point near fall anymore with the 3 count. So
just like that, 10-0 as Mendez takes Davis right to his back, the takedown and the near fall.
And what he's been able to do, Shane, is be able to go ahead and try to get to the, he's gone to inside bicep tie, heavy on the collar, dropping right into a shot there.
Plants him into the Resolite for 3 more. And it's going to be more near fall for Jesse Mendez.
He's got an opportunity to go ahead and take him back there. That's only going to be 15-1.
Looking for his 9th tech fall of the season.
Wow.
Talk about a takedown with authority, Jim.
Yeah, just one more time, just driving up with his lower body here and coming up with that lift, putting his head in the ribs, and just leaning him back right here to get the back points. Good
claw ride for Mendez.
Yeah, a good way to stop that quad pod stand up.
Slides a leg in. Flattens Davis out underneath, extending the Nittany line in the final seconds of the second. Jesse Mendez, 2-time lead company. Jesse Mendez.
Boy,
what a career he's had.
Yeah, that Tommy Rowlands was fun to watch at the upper weights there. He had great technique, wrestled a lot of big guys really well.
Mendez a takedown away from a tech fall. On the hunt for that Hodge trophy. Works an underhook.
He just drives through, just makes guys collapse.
He's a savage, Jim.
He really is.
He's a savage.
Yeah. Davis will go out there and trade blows with you. He'll go out there. We saw him in that match with just one more time.
Jesse Mendez is going to get his 9th tech fall of the season. Remains undefeated, now 18-0. He has won 23 straight. Jesse Mendez puts Ohio State on the board here at 141 with a tech fall 5 for the Bucks.
Well, that's what a leader does in that situation.
149 pounds. Brogan fielding for Ohio State, and another #1 undefeated Shane Van Ness for the Nittany Lions. Van Ness, a 2-time All-American from Somerville, New Jersey. 2-time Prep National Champion at Blair Academy. Had that crazy match on January 24th against Carter Young. He trailed at 7-0. Went on to score 9 takedowns and earned a 31-15 tech fall. What stands out when you watch Van Ness?
Well, when I watch Van Ness, I'm always, of course, he crowds the guy. I've mentioned this several times. He'd be able to go ahead and get closer to his opponent's legs than anybody just through this, good motion, good ties ups in the stance. He gets, I kind of say it this way, he gets into your rice bowl real quickly. I mean, you can't breathe. Okay, you've got to come out of your stance, and he just crawls right into that, that space right there where you just, if you come back out of your stance, he's right in on a shot. He bounces off his knees as well as anybody in the country. And then the last thing is, he's always taking you from your feet to your back.
14 bonus point victories, 7 techs, 4 falls. This Penn State lineup is a bonus points machine. No score, 145 to go in the first. Fielding is from Jefferson, Ohio, wrestled at Spire Academy. No Ethan Stiles for Ohio State. Stiles ranked 6th in the nation at 149. Ohio State, little banged up, no Stiles, no Brandon Cannon at 157. Carson Harchla not in the lineup tonight at 174. as they want to make sure they are healthy for the Big Tens. There is Van Ness. That was lickety split quick.
Well, he faked going one direction, came off and peeled off that hand at the wrist right there, and went wrist and elbow and drove right back into a double leg there. Hit him with a different angle. Beautiful.
Van Ness at the NCAA championships was third in both 2023 and 2025. Was third last March at the Big Tens. In dual meets, he has now scored 49 takedowns and allowed 5. The champion of the Black Knight invite up 3-0 with 35 to go in this first period. Scoops up that near ankle.
And he'll do a lot of that from this position. He'll scoop up that near ankle and look for something over the top. Maybe you can put slide the right leg in there. Good job of falling back into that spiral ride type position here, knocking out the legs of the table as we talk about.
Jim, I want to go back to 133 briefly because I think it's a great wrestling point that you've made several times in these broadcasts. You've always talked about in certain situations, you do not put the legs in. I want to get more of your thoughts on that after we get a look at Shane Van Ness's takedown in this first period.
Shane, this was a beaut here. Look at it go to the right there, fake right there. Watch him come to the elbow and to the wrist right there. And look at that angle he has. He's practically all the way behind it, right? You talk about misdirection.
He almost overshot it.
I think you could have taken him down with that type of angle. Great work. Right there, drop double right there. Just a counter shot. Again, that's what I'm talking about.
There by Van Ness.
How quick he gets to it.
Comment, Jim, about that match at 133, putting the legs in that situation.
Sometimes late in matches, you heard me say this before here, you put the leg in, and that's the mat return that he decided to go ahead. Davino tried to use there. The only thing that you're usually going to give up is a reversal, okay? So if you just drop in on the leg, maybe you get to it and see another takedown there. Maybe not the right time to go visit on this, but it's a lot of detail here that, sometimes when you put the legs in late in matches, you're prone to that reversal, and the technique that Blaze was able to implement there was just spot on.
Shane Van Ness, 3 takedowns, 9-3 lead, 50 to go in the second period. Half shot there by the Buckeye. Another undefeated for the Nittany Lions, one of 6 number 1s. Half a minute remaining.
Another shot right there. That time is fought off pretty well by Fielding.
Good underhook there by Fielding.
We got 20.
6-5 on the team scoreboard. It has been a great start here inside the Bryce Jordan Center. That attack there by Van Ness will draw a stall call on Fielding as the Nittany Lion looking for the takedown on the edge. And he scores again in the final couple of seconds. Takes a 10-point lead to the third. Coming up, the Friday Night app. What a night. Rick and Malik in the studio. Zach Mackey and Tim Johnson will have the call with the Hawkeyes and Wolverines. An escape by Van Ness. And he is close to getting a tech fall. It'll take more than one more takedown, but all kinds of time with 1:45 to go, early third period.
Maybe a little aggressive right there, which he dropped his level, and Fielding did a pretty good job of powering back into him there, but this is gosh, look at that. He just put him in a chair right there.
And now he's gonna work up, flirting with some near fall points.
Yeah. So what he does, from the feet to the back.
Is crawling up, continues to put pressure on the Buckeye. And they got him for locked hands. Yeah. So that's a point for Fielding. What a great camera shot.
you mentioned it before, Shane, the presentation of this arena here, this program, and these athletes, it's not matched anywhere.
Van Ness showing that optional start. He'll give the escape, and now a takedown away from a tech fall. He's got 7 on the season. Couple fakes there, straight on shot. And there it is, 12-10 victory, one of the better matches last week around the Big Ten. Again, no Brandon Cannon for the Buckeyes, the top-ranked 157-pounder in the country. They plan on having him back for the Big Ten championships. But these last couple of weeks, welcome to the Big Ten for P.J. Duke.
That's exactly it right there. Got a quick angle right there, got to that trailing leg, you know, and he does such a great job with his left-handed underhook, you know, so you got that type of power, but he can hit the other side too. Great example of that.
Duke now 37 takedowns scored in dual meets. He's only allowed 2.
Right.
There's a whizzer from Chase.
And the underhook, right? Look at him follow that up.
Second takedown, 40 seconds in. Duke leading at 6-1. P.J. Duke from Slate Hill, New York. Minnesota Valley, 4-time New York State champ. As a freshman, won it at Carmel High School. The junior Dan Hodge Trophy winner, P.J. Duke. Wrestled last September at the Senior World Championships. List of freestyle accolades.
You know, and after the last 2 weeks there for P.J. Duke, this Chase is coming into his life at a really good time here. You get a chance to relax in front of the home fans right here. You're one of the top-rated guys in the country, and you know, you're going to go out there and, you know, show off and be a little bit more relaxed, and it's a little bit more, you know, be a little freer out there without the pressure of, you know, a tight match like he had against Catchapone, and also a tight match with Antrell Taylor.
Tyler Kasak is redshirting for the Nittany Lions, the All-American. And one thing, Jim, we talk about it often. Look at that speed there from Duke, looking to drive through, and he scores again. The U20 world champion adds to his lead, but this is a young team, Jim. They only lose Levi Haynes, that's it.
Yeah, you know, and here we are, we're basically a month away from the national tournament, and they might get better in this next month.
I talked about that stat earlier. Since 2011, in the national semifinals, Penn State is 59-12. That is an .831 winning percentage in the semis. Individual national titles since 2011, Penn State with 40. Cornell is in second with 14. Oklahoma State with 12, Ohio State with 11, and Iowa with 8. 40 individual national titles since 2011. The first on that list of 40, I know he's listening tonight, Quentin Wright. He was special.
Yeah, a couple national championships. And also back when it used to be a tight team race, you know, Quentin did huge things here for him and getting that big win. I think it was against Kilgore from Kent State.
One of them was Kilgore. I believe Kilgore was his second title.
Oh,
good counter from Duke. Shelves a single leg. 3 more. 15-4. 35 to go in this first period. Duke 14-1 record, 11 bonus point victories. Putting on a clinic on his feet.
Yeah, so we stay in the top position here. We'll let him up.
Riding time over a minute.
Looks like he's going to stay with him.
Forward. Bump him forward. All right.
Yeah, nice job. You know, I like that sequence right there. You know, push him off the one direction, right? Get a little resistance back. You know, kind of cut him back the other direction. Harass him a little bit. Good breakdown.
Ends the period on top. 5 takedowns and over a minute and a half of riding time. Great crowd as always. They pack this house. There's Cale Sanderson. I got a feeling, Jim, he sleeps pretty good at night. Just a guess, just a hunch, an astute observation for sure. The most dominant athletic program in all of college wrestling, of all of college athletics.
PJ looking for that cradle right there. Now he comes in a little
steps over, and PJ Duke looking to get the fall here at 157. And he's got it. The slap of the Resolite for PJ Duke. Ohio State out of Chesterland, Ohio, wrestled at St. Edward where he won a state title. And Messenbrink, Jim, what a shocker, right off the whistle, in on a leg.
Yeah, shot out of a cannon right there. Anticipates the roll through. He'll collect the points real easily. You know, his attack rate is just off the charts here.
He's a madman, Jim.
He really is. And sometimes, you know, I think against Nebraska, I think his head actually bounced off the mat. I'd have to go back and take a look at it here, but he just is so much into shooting there that it makes no difference. He will throw his body into reckless abandon, and with his strength, it's just...
I think I just gave him a nickname.
What's that?
Madman Messenbrink. I like it.
Yeah. Well, he's turned into a social media star here. Well, he probably always was, but, you know, with his singing voice here.
He can sing as well. A man of many talents. Messenbrink in dual meets has scored 41 takedowns. He's only given up one. Messenbrink has won 44 straight. 7 falls, 7 techs, a pair of majors, also got a forfeit.
Yeah, they're really working hard with that near wrist.
3 straight tech falls for Messenbrink, most recently against Justin Gates of Michigan.
Yeah, he's looking for a fall here. He wants to wear Gallagher out here in that bottom position.
Well, his mentor, Ben Askren, says pins are more important than tech falls.
Well, you're seeing a Hodge-type effort here.
Yes. Of course, Ben Askren, 2-time Dan Hodge Trophy winner. I know he's listening tonight, continuing to get better. One of the great inspirational stories in wrestling. What a story.
Glad to see he's doing better.
Really good on the mat with Mitchell Messenbrink and his wrestling journey with his father, John, who was one of the best guys he'll ever meet. His father, John Messenbrink, longtime head coach at Heartland Arrowhead. His mom, Bernadette, leading at 3-0, 50 seconds in, riding time already approaching 2 minutes. Look at that tight waist.
Yeah, Gallagher's been warned for stalling, but it's been kind of a dominant, you know, effort right there. No pinning combinations yet. Roll through attempt there by Gallagher. But, I mean, this is old school. Well, he gets another stall warning right there. Pretty much a parallel ride in that situation of being dominant. You know, you see a guy over the top of both hips like that. But I think he wants to just get those wrists out and go to work on them. But anything, you're really making your opponent in the bottom position work hard.
He's got Gallagher flat on his belly. Messenbrink's only loss in his career in the national final.
Does your new barber rep your, your hair gel? Your right Spark Special Reserve?
You got to have a good hair gel. There are a couple of things that are non-negotiables. That's one of them. Good toilet paper, good toothpaste, good hair gel. You do not take shortcuts in those areas, ever. Here's a shot from Gallagher, head to the outside. Messenbrink really good in these scrambles. And a good bourbon as well.
Oh, you're killing me. Oh, Gallagher in on a shot here on a crackdown position, and I'm cracking up.
A lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom. Chest wrap defense here from Messenbrink. He's only been taken down in dual meets 1 time this season.
Crowd asking for a stalemate in this position here, and Gallagher got to keep on trying to advance right there. Maybe reach back and do the unthinkable, grab the head. You might have a cradle.
Messenbrink in winning the Big Ten title and the national title, knocking off Mikey Caliendo of Iowa, and winning both those titles, completing a 27-0 season a year ago for Messenbrink. Rolls Gallagher through.
Yeah,
Stays with that chest wrap.
Trying to limp himself out of that, and he'll go off the mat. So that burned a little clock, Shane.
Paddy Gallagher's a two-time national qualifier. Was 7th at the Big Ten's last March. His second season up at 165, spent his first 3 at 157.
And that's that shot I was talking about. He just commits to it. He doesn't care what's happening on the other end right there. Bounced his head up off the mat, but you know, he's got such flexibility in his shoulders. He's able to go ahead and continue to reach. And a lot of times he'll get to that leg really the hard way, but it works for Messenbrink. Now another shot here by Gallagher. He's in a good position. He's using some strength right there. Rolls his head to the outside. Will he be able to switch off to a double? Messenbrink working that right ankle pretty hard right there and breaks him down.
Messenbrink looking to score again. And the three-point takedown is awarded for Messenbrink. The Nittany Lion in the final seconds of the second period adds to his lead, now of 8-0. Lots of great action around the nation's premier wrestling conference on Big Ten Plus. Remy Cotton victorious. He had that huge win, pinning Gavin Nelson of Minnesota as Rutgers knocked off the Gophers for the first time since the Scarlet Knights joined the Big Ten. That was a great celebration. Coach Goodell giving his wife a hug, the Gatorade bath. I mean, it's hard to win dual meets in the Big Ten. I love to see teams celebrate hard-fought wins. Yeah, celebrate the victories.
That whole place, New Jersey Mike's Arena, was up for grabs.
It's always a great atmosphere.
Bath. Yeah.
Nebraska and Illinois wrestling as well on Big Ten Plus. Iowa and Michigan to follow us. Iowa will wrestle at Purdue on Sunday on Big Ten Plus. Craig Combs does a great job calling Boilermaker wrestling. Listen to him on Sunday. And here's Messenbrink cranking away on top with a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on that ankle right there. He took it kind of across there. A lot of stress on that. Now he's coming back to that near wrist ride against him.
Messenbrink, again, 100% bonus rate this season, living on the legs once again. Gallagher able to kick that left leg away. There's a roll from the Buckeye, anticipated by Messenbrink, and Mitchell now leads it 11-1 with 50 to go in the third period. Riding time already locked up. He's thinking fall. Now he cuts Gallagher.
Yeah, great position here to at least get the tech fall.
Hard snap, dives over the top and out of bounds. On the brink of his 45th straight victory. He'll wrestle here inside the Bryce Jordan Center for his third Big Ten title. Will crown 10 Big Ten champions 23 days from today. Catch that action on the Big Ten Network.
Good snap there by Gallagher. He's got his tail out to the edge of the mat right there. Wouldn't be surprised he gets another stall call here, but a good job of shooting back in.
So Messenbrink, victorious tonight. He turns his cheer music up and he's puffing his chest. It's his right to feel hellish, Jim. With all these bonus point victories, he still gets the stage. Sherrill, Wisconsin State placer, Fargo All-American. His brother Fritz wrestled for the Buckeyes. He's a black shirt. So had some success in Greco.
And being a black shirt is a special recognition by the coaching staff here that you're doing everything you can to go ahead and compete at all phases of your life. Academics, of course, being a good athlete, good guy in the practice room, and good teammate.
Levi Haynes on a single leg, works up, now going to corral that right ankle. And Haynes leads it 3-0, the three-time All-American. 89-4 in his career. Beat Ja'Cory Teamer in 2024 to win the national title down at 157, up 2 weights. His second season at 174 last year was 25-2. beat Patrick Kennedy of Iowa to take third. Just amazing, Jim, when you look at this Penn State roster. The 6 number ones, the youth, all the scoring.
Yeah, and I would say this about them too. They don't ignore any phase of the sport, okay? You saw that. We talked about this earlier, the reversal with the legs being put in here by Marcus Blaze. The top wrestling that we've seen from, Lehigh Haynes when he's going ahead and winning his national title, getting out from underneath, dominating from the top position. We just saw it here with Mitchell Messenbrink here. Basically, he can control a guy and own a guy in that top position. They don't ignore any phase of our sport.
You bring up a great point, Jim. I was thinking about it this week. You're right. So much attention put on neutral wrestling with a 3-point takedown, and they score a ton of takedowns, but you're right. When they got to keep a guy down, they're able to do that, get the quick escapes. All aspects are paid attention to in that room.
Well, everything that it takes to win a tight match, okay? And that's the other thing, too. It's not just guys going out there and dominating, and we see a lot of that, okay? There's no question about it, and particularly in situations where they're going against, maybe number 2 guys here that are just finding their way through the lineup. But in tight matches there, that's where you see that separation, of the fundamentals.
Right on cue, Levi Haynes taking riding time to a minute. Levi Haynes only 4 losses in his career. First one was to Vinny Zerbin at the Bearcat Open back in November of 2022, backing on a single leg.
Yeah, see how he keeps his chest basically sealed against that thigh right there, and then once he's able to go ahead and switch off to that double, he's got that pressure to basically sit him back down. He's got a great feel on that head to the outside finish.
Fell to Austin O'Connor in the title match in 2023, 6-2. That was O'Connor's 2nd title for the Tar Heels. Last season, his only dual meet loss fell to Keegan O'Toole and then Dean Hamby at the national tournament. Has this armbar. He's running at center of the mat. Keeps on running.
He'll get it this time.
And he puts the Buckeye on his back. Sherrill does a nice job to fight off his back, but he'll allow the near fall points. 8-1. Good competing from Sherrill late in this first period. Getting an opportunity against the number 1 ranked 174-pounder in the nation. Lucas Bird ranked number 1 in the nation at 133, the reigning Big Ten and national champion. Gets the tech fall. Nine to 1 for Levi Haynes.
Now Haynes working the other side of the body there. Nice job of working the head here. Now he comes back into that crackdown situation here. Again, chest sealed to that thigh. All right, makes the good switch over to the double leg right there. Now he's into a Turk ride right here. He's got the bottom leg turked, okay? And what you want to try to do is get your hips turned, get the belt buckle to the sky, turn the face.
Haynes has Sherrill in trouble. We saw P.J. Duke get the fall at 157.
See how
and now Haynes is going to settle in.
But he's trying to trap that arm up against his chest. That right hand of Sherrill
has that wicked bow and arrow.
Yeah. But you can't usually pin a guy just with that. If he slides his chest over that tricep right there, you get the other shoulder down.
This will be a fall or a tech fall for Levi Haynes. Sherrill continues to fight. He gets off his back. It will be a tech fall for Levi Haynes. His 9th of the season, his 15th bonus point win. Remains undefeated here on 24. Then is a true freshman. He wrestled Carter Storace of Penn State in the national final. That was a 2-0 final. Welsh 15-0, 9 bonus point victories from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. 4-time finalist, 2-time state champ at Waynesburg Central. And Dylan Fishback coming to Columbus from NC State.
Rocco had quite a run there for the Buckeyes. They're making it to the finals, and you know, he was just a tough guy. You know,
still is.
Well, of course he is. He's even tougher now because he's got a lot of, you know, he's starting to see his technique. I think he's a really good scorer. I mean, we've seen him be able to go ahead and attack both sides of the body. And, you know, Fishback, guy that keeps good position out there. The transfer from NC State, I believe he's an ACC champion.
Fell in the blood round in both 2024 and 2025, coming off a win over Gabe Arnold. He beat the Hawkeye 4-1. Four of his 5 losses are in overtime. His other loss was to Brock Mantanona of Michigan. We had that match here on the Big Ten Network a couple of weeks ago. Gave up that late takedown in the final seconds to drop the match 4-1.
That was one of the strangest takedown situations. He was in a scramble, looked like you know, he's going to win that scramble, and Mantanona just ended up at the top position and did a little mat return at the edge of the mat and wins the match in overtime. It's crazy.
Mentioned that run that Welsh went on. He was 3rd at the Big Tens and then was a 6th seed and made the national final. Here's Fishback. Good opportunity here for the Buckeye in a single leg.
Yep, he's got that hips up there, trying to go ahead scoop. He scores and covers the hips.
Rocco Welsh in dual meets taken down for just the 4th time this season. 3-0 for Dylan Fishback. Looking for a mat return there on the edge. 1:20 remaining in the first period as Fishback remains in control.
Look at the job he does here when he gets to his feet right away. All right, watch him pop his hips in, right? He's walking with his hips, arches his hips in like that to be able to go ahead and get this trip, gets him bouncing and covers the hips. Really
Fishback
well done.
From Aurora, Ohio. Ohio State bench cheering on the 8th-ranked 184-pounder.
Good mat return. Rocco coming back up, now sweeping the other direction. You know, this doesn't seem like much, Shane, but you know, you get 3 or 4 of these, all of a sudden you've got, 30 seconds of riding time. You know that, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Those are the things, Jim, and I've learned a lot from listening to you, of course, but it's those little things that are not easy, by the way, that take some grit and toughness, technique, of course, but those are the little things that win big matches. The quick escapes, finishing periods on top, scoring first, maintaining good position, knowing what the score is, how many cautions, what's the mat awareness.
Yep, and right now with those front trips, he's tried, you know, it's not just the same type of return as well. He's sweep both directions. Now he's burning a little clock here at the edge. Great start to this match for Fishback.
Riding time at 57 seconds.
Maybe a lot to ask, boy, but if he could finish in the top position.
Be huge.
No doubt.
Not to mention, when you're on bottom, that takes some energy out of you on bottom. Fishback 3-3 in Big Ten duels. As I mentioned, he's in some tight matches. In sudden victory, 4-1 scores. Lost to Max McAnally and Angelo Ferrari, so he's right there with the best in the country. He's ranked 8th himself. Now we're down to 20 seconds.
Yeah, looking for that cross wrist. Now he gets the tricep on the far side. You know, what you want to try to do is scoop up that near leg. If you can, scoop up that near leg, kind of push him back down. If he comes back up, you can come into the Navy ride there, but they're going to get Fishback for stalling, and I think, to be honest with you, I think you take that.
Absolutely, and with 5 seconds left,
Rocco looking to have an explosive stand-up here right now. Try to get his hips out. Right there, explosive stand-up, hands locked.
And Dylan Fishback gets a takedown midway through the first period and finishes the period on top, over 1.5 minutes of riding time. And that's a big-time effort, Jim.
It was, and so I also like the decision he made right there. He didn't defer. He said, I'm going to go down.
And your lead.
Yeah, and basically see if I can get out within that 30 seconds. But the second thing about that is you change the optics of the match, okay? If you win, the referee's not going to let you ride for another 2 minutes, okay? So that's why you want to go down in this position, get the quick escape, which he does, and he's maintained his riding time. and to be able to add to that when he's in the top position.
This match is going about as close to perfect as possible against the #1 ranked guy, Rocco Welsh. A takedown, a minute and a half ride out, a quick escape, 4-0 for Dylan Fishback, and a top 10 showdown here at 184.
Which also you have, what we've seen here in the like 125-pound match, 133-pound match. You have Fishback basically keeping a low stance, wrestling about a half head lower. We'll see if Rocco Welsh can go ahead and try to stuff the head, get some sort of angle, some sort of pick. This is really the first time that we've seen Fishback with a really a good lead with a wrestling, a great wrestler.
Dylan Fishback, 2022 Dave Schultz High School Excellence Award winner. He won Fargo, mentioned a state champ at Aurora High School, back in his home state of Ohio.
Look how low he is, right? Half head lower. That makes a difference. Back in on that shot. Now he's on the inside. Yeah, he's on the inside of the leg this time. Okay, comes back. Right, I think you're better off probably trying to finish it on the inside, but it allows Rocco to square up. Now he's got some work to do just to stay neutral.
Probably going to get a stalemate here. There's that whistle.
You know, what he did do in the first one with being on the outside of the leg, he was able to pop his hips in, come in with an arch, body right there to kind of get his legs closer to Rocco Welsh's legs. And on the inside, he just couldn't do it. Didn't do the same. His body didn't do the same thing to go ahead and try to finish it. Pop your hips in.
Reset.
Nice shot there from Rocco Welsh.
Squared up pretty well. He's got the head stuffed.
Better defense from Fishback.
I think Fishback is content to stay in this position.
And Jim Welsh will have choice in the third. What you don't want is to give up a stall call and an escape. Then a takedown could beat you.
That's true because you give up that point, but he's staying with them. So effectively, it's a 5-0 lead and a great mat return on the edge. I agree with you totally, Shane. You don't want to get a stall warning here with this action. I'm looking at the Ohio State corner. They want him to keep him down. And I agree with that. You got to make Welsh earn it. As good as you've been in the top position. That's why the ride out in the first period was just huge, right? Right there.
So riding time is locked up for Fishback. He leads it 4-1. Essentially 5-1 with that riding time point. So Welsh, #1 ranked at 184. He's undefeated, but he's up against the ropes.
Oh, jumping right back in on a shot, that low shot right there. Now he's going to go ahead and try to square up there. It looks like Welsh has an opportunity to score, and he does.
So Rocco Welsh, still plenty of time with just over a minute remaining.
So riding time is not locked.
Riding time is locked up. Collar tie there from Rocco Welsh.
Remember, Fishback has been called for stalling, so he's got to stay right there in the middle. He don't want to give one up in the middle.
So our graphic was incorrect. Riding time now is locked up. Now it's locked up for Fishback. So he's up by 2. A takedown would win it for Welsh. We're inside of 30 seconds. Welsh keeping that pressure on, but can't get through the head-hands defense. Now into a front headlock, trying to spin around, changes direction and gets the takedown on the edge. Rocco Welsh finding a way. Listen to this crowd. 16,000 going crazy. Winners win. You talk about hustle, Jim. The hustle from Rocco Welsh.
Just a split second there. Rocco Welsh's head was stuffed up in a front headlock position right here. Snaps him to the back. He comes underneath. I thought there at this point right here that there was advantage Fishback. And he lost his control right there. Now he gets his head stuffed. But the misdirection there by Rocco Welsh gets the takedown on the edge.
16,000 went crazy. Big smile from Rocco Welsh. You talk about guts, you talk about heart. You're talking about Rocco Welsh. 197 pounds. Take a deep breath after that match at 184. Josh Barr, the redshirt sophomore from Davison, Michigan. Luke Giag from St. Edward. And we know with Josh Barr, Jim, he is going to empty the tank every last drop.
Yeah, that's 100% the case. And you take a look at his bonus rate, it's huge. And mainly doing it with his pace. You know, we saw him wrestling those, you know, Stephen Buchanan and guys like that, you know, the great athletes. He was able to go with them. But at the same time, you know, you just knew that, you know, just needed another year of maturing, okay, and he's got a lot of it physically. He keeps a strong pace throughout the match. We've seen him win some big matches, but he's been dominant so far this year.
14-0, 100% bonus rate as well for Barr. 7 tech falls. The 4-time Michigan State champion from Davison. Last season made the national finals. Lost to Iowa, Stephen Buchanan. 20 wins a year ago for Barr. Giag ranked 10th in the nation. He's 4-1 in Big Ten dual meets. Was a national qualifier in 2024 as a redshirt freshman after a 6th place finish at the Big Tens.
Yeah, Giag, one of those guys you don't want to give that inside bicep tie up there. He's got a pretty good looking fireman's carry. You know, he's got the ability to go ahead and finish it. So you ram that underhook in there, he's got the ability to go ahead and, you know, take that action and hit that underhook. And so far he's done a pretty good job as halfway through the match of, you know, staying right there in the middle and battling. And not many people do that to Barr.
Giag's wrestling well. Picked up his 3rd straight major decision. Last Friday night, a 13-4 major over Iowa's Brody Sampson. No score, 120 first period.
2 more shot fakes there by Barr, right? Comes back to a head snap. And constantly checking his elevation with that right hand on the mat.
Barr winning the Southern Scuffle this season. Was banged up to begin the season. Beat All-American Stephen Little from Arkansas Little Rock 9-1 at the Southern Scuffle. He's scoreless here with Luke Giag inside of the minute first period. Penn State tonight winning its 85th consecutive dual meet as Barr in on a double leg.
Giag trying to roll him off to the side here, but again, just a good seal of his chest on those upper thigh right there. He's able to anticipate, roll his head out, and score.
With that takedown in dual meets, Josh Barr has scored 41 takedowns. He's allowed 1. Heading into this dual meet, Jim, the 10 starters tonight for the Nittany Lions. In dual meets, a 14-to-1 ratio, takedowns scored and takedowns allowed. 14-to-1. You can win some wrestling matches wrestling like that.
Yeah.
So Barr gets a takedown, and they're big Thomas Rhett fans. They like the name, so got to talk to Matt a little bit. He is doing well, and great to catch up with him. I remember that guy. You remember that guy? Matt McCutcheon.
And what I like about remember that guy is the fact that we basically go after some of the more obscure guys, right?
Well, it's easy to get lost with these Penn State championship teams.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. A lot of physicality there here by Barr. That's one thing. He will pick it up.
Hard snap, looking for that go behind. Giag clinging to the right leg. Now he's extended on bottom.
He's got to try to keep his grip there if he's going to try to keep him getting scored on. Barr still continuing to work there. He thinks he can go ahead and limp that leg out. Be interesting.
And one thing we know with Josh Barr, he can put up points in a hurry. And normally as the match goes on, that is better for Josh Barr, working on about a 70-gallon gas tank. I mean, this guy, Jim, is something.
Well, I've said this before, but you need to be in great shape to be able to breathe that hard, right? He is going hard, and he put everything into this match. And like I said, you look over at him and go, oh, he's really kind of, you know, really, lungs are really working. But you know what? He's in great shape.
Barr a 4-0 lead over a half-minute of riding time. And there is a stall call from that pressure on Geog as Barr going to tack on 3 on the edge. 7-0 lead.
Would not be surprised to see him let him up. Right back into that. Looking over to his corner.
A new indoor attendance record over 16,000, 16,006. The official attendance mark. And we've been in Lincoln, Nebraska a couple times this season, Jim, where they've broken attendance records. Another attendance record tonight. Dual meet wrestling. Fans love a dual meet.
Yeah, and the Ohio State Covelli Center here has been sold out the last couple times in Michigan and the Michigan and the Iowa meet. We've seen some great ones.
Friday night wrestling, great doubleheader tonight. After this, we will head to Iowa City. There is Brock Mantanona at 184 as the 11th ranked Wolverines square off against 5th ranked Iowa. Zach Mackey and Tim Johnson with the call inside Carver Hawkeye Arena for Michigan and Iowa. Moving forward, always stalking, heavy with his hands.
Yeah, gets in that wide square stance. You know, it's not quite square, but, you know, his feet are out really wide. Reminds me of Aaron Brooks there. You saw Aaron Brooks, he was able to go ahead and push guys off the mat and obviously hit a ton of technique here.
Here's Geog, head to the outside, but Barr's got that right ankle.
Did a nice job because he switched off, right? Maybe scooped the leg up. One thing for sure, right there, he's spread out a little bit. This will be a little bit tougher for him to manage. He's right there in the center of the mat. Geog is. Can he go ahead and keep that lock, get the stalemate call? Right? The shoulder falls to the outside. So this crotch lift position here, holding on. Yep, there is. That shoulder falls to the outside of the knee. And you get that leg with that opponent's right shoulder right there. When it fell to the outside here, great opportunity for Barr to score.
Death taxes and Josh Barr putting up double digits.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy just likes to brawl. Great technique as well, so physical. I love watching Josh Barr wrestle.
Yeah. Looking for an assassin there, and ends up, Geog comes right back in.
Riding time is locked up for Barr. Now 15-0 on the season. 100% bonus rates for #1 ranked Josh Barr, the Nittany Lions. Rocco Welsh, #1 ranked at 184. His back was against the wall, but he wrapped. And Nick Feldman, the 3rd ranked heavyweight in the nation. 17-3 record for Feldman. Coming off a 4-1 loss to Tagadali of Michigan last Friday. He had won 5 straight.
Caught one in the eyes there.
Feldman, a 2-time national qualifier, lost in the blood round last March. He was 5th, an All-American in 2024.
Oh,
there you see the eye poke.
Yeah, that was, and he didn't get the near eye, he got the far eye. He was misdirecting the eye.
That's no fun.
No, that, you could, Everybody at home can feel that one.
Nick Feldman, redshirt junior from Quarryville, Pennsylvania, a 3-time national preps champ at Melbourne Prep. Met his brother and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I believe his parents were both there last week as well. Great kid. Cole Mirasola as well. Twin brother Connor is on the team.
You know, this time last year, Nick Feldman was struggling a little bit, I think it'd be fair to say. You know, done a nice job of clearing his head and getting ready for this season. Has a couple big wins over AJ Ferrari. I think those are probably two of his bigger wins.
No score, 60 seconds in here at 285. Mirasola this season, Black Knight Invite champ. He had a nice win 4-3 over Ben Keeter.
Yeah.
He beat Keeter 4-3. Feldman beating Keeter last Friday night 3-2. Keeter had beaten him all 3 matches a season ago.
Yeah, I think he's cleared his head, and I think he's basically determined that he's a different guy this year, not looking back at last season. And, you know, what we saw from Mirasola, 2 things, is that he's willing to go out there and bang on the head, work the head quite a bit, all right, but he's also an excellent scrambler, all right? So if you get in on his leg, as we saw what happened with Keeter, he was able to drop over the top, basically, you know, get the ankles, roll through, kind of split the legs, and scored.
I may have misspoke. When he lost to Gadali, that was a couple weeks ago. It was last week he beat Keeter.
Yeah.
So 17-3 overall this season. Feldman was a Big Ten finalist in 2024, lost to Greg Kirkley to Penn State in that final, was 5th last March at Northwestern. Feldman's father, Josh, was an All-American at Virginia Tech in 1994. 40 seconds in a scoreless match.
Low shot right there. Nice job of getting out of that there. He basically stepped back out and slid out.
I believe, Jim, that the Big Ten has the #1 ranked wrestler at every weight class except 285. Younger Bastida of Iowa State ranked #1. Feldman is the highest ranked Big Ten heavyweight at 285, ranked 3rd. Big Ten plus Illinois and Nebraska in Champaign. Big match here with Cannon Webster and Antrell Taylor. Webster leading at 2-1, riding time and on factor, down to 15 seconds. Taylor gets to the body and plants Webster down for 3. You talk about winners win, Jim. Antrell Taylor, I think we both agree, gets off to a slow start. People doubting him a little bit. Antrell Taylor, the reigning national champion, can win it again, make no mistake about it.
Yeah, no question about it. He's got the ability, he's got the, you know, what we talked about here with some of the Penn State wrestlers. He can do it in a variety of ways. He can do it off from his feet, he can do it from the top position, he can win the tiebreakers, and a lot of these guys are going to have to be able to do that. Now, Mirasola in on a shot, got the head buried right there.
And a stall call on Feldman.
Yep, the splits right there by Feldman, and trying to push him off the mat.
Big opportunity here for Mirasola. See the flexibility from Feldman.
Wow. That flexibility really helped him out there. You know, that's almost about 9 feet, almost 10 feet right there at that spot. Went into a straight splits right there. That was impressive. These guys are about 7 or 8 pounds difference in weight right now. And
Feldman weighing in at 236, Mirasola at 227. Shot there as Feldman drops in, switches off to a double leg.
Cleans his ankles out. Oh, here's the scrambler that we're talking about.
No points yet. Mirasola trying to bring Feldman down to the mat. No score.
He is dangerous. You get on his leg, you know, he knows where to go, and you're going to see the challenge brick thrown by the Penn State corner.
The brick is out. So they will take a look at the video review.
It'll be interesting. Take a look at this. Great shot by Feldman. He jumps in on that single leg, brings him back up over, comes out the back door. All right. And right here, he's got a hold of that cross ankle right there, that far ankle. Then he's able to go ahead and come back up. Weight is on the hand and the knee and the foot. That's close.
You and I are fans of points.
We are. In a tight match like this, okay, this is a better look at it right here. Okay. Gosh, right there, he's all the way behind. That's, oh my goodness.
No takedown. So score remains 1-0.
Well, he was all the way behind, and Feldman was basically coming up to his, he had weight on a hand, a knee, and a foot.
40 to go in the second period.
Open the jar.
Open the jar. You open the jar, and all of a sudden the points are scattered all over the place. Feldman, an escape here in the second after a scoreless first 3 minutes.
And what that's good. You know, what that's done is it's made Feldman think twice about taking his shot. You know, you got a good scrambler there and almost gave up points.
Hard snap there from Feldman. And we will take this 1-0 score to the third period. Outstanding wrestler brought to you by Cliff Keen Athletic. Rocco Welsh remained undefeated, now 16-0. And what a flurry to end it. It brought 16,000 to their feet. Rocco Welsh, the smile and some hearts. What a match, what a comeback from Rocco Welsh. And this match is tied after the Mirasola escape.
Yeah, and that's a good sign for Mirasola here, getting the quick escape. So he's had trouble in the bottom position in some of his big matches. So right now you see Feldman, he likes to attack that right leg. Mirasola holding it back. He will attack that lead leg, so that right leg's forward right now. Let's see if he goes after it.
With the win tonight, Penn State winning its 85th consecutive dual meets, and they have locked up the Big Ten regular season dual meet title, their 6th in a row and 12th under head coach Cale Sanderson. We come up on 60 seconds remaining in the third, 1-1.
Yeah, and Mirasola doing a nice job of staggering one leg forward here, then he'll switch it up. He went left leg lead now. He's going to come back to maybe the right leg lead, right? That's good action. You know, if you're Feldman, you're probably going to look at, hey, when he's switching that lead leg up to get to the strong one here, maybe I can go ahead and just hit a snatch shot right there and stay. He doesn't really want to go down underneath, I think, Mirasola. That's a strength for Mirasola.
We saw overtime at 125 and 133. Here's Mirasola on a counter.
How quick was Feldman on
Feldman with some great flexibility and quickness.
Yeah, to get
again, he weighs 236.
Now
short time, straight on shot. Collar ties, forehead to forehead. And we will head to sudden victory. This is only Penn State's 4th sudden victory match of the season. They had one with Nate Desmond last week, and 2 tonight. 3-0 as a team. Here's Feldman on a single leg counterattack, switching off to a double leg. Feldman tries to roll it through, but Mirasola gets the W. The most impressive win in the young career of Cole Mirasola, as the Nittany Lions put a stamp on a win against Ohio State.
Great counter shot, comes right back into a double. Feldman tries to roll him through, but again, he sealed his chest to those hips here, able to score, gets the double. Huge win for Mirasola.
That'll do it from the Bryce Jordan Center as the Nittany Lions are your dual meet champions in the Big Ten. They have made it 85 in a row.